can't stop me. Well, Colin folded his arms. We will just have to test what happens to an Earthling when it's on fire. Let's go! Can't stop me! Bro, we about to beat this whole game, no deaths. Shoot. Colin wanted to tell his friends about the Earthlings, but I begged him to keep it a secret. If anyone... Bro, it's one more. Dude. Oh my gosh, they're getting crazy. If anyone knew that my grandmother had passed down her druidic teachings, it would only take one person to scream witch, and I would be as good as dead. He agreed and kept my secret. I mixed a potion that would catch fire when touched by the tiniest flame. Surely this would send it screaming to the underworld. He sat quietly in his bed and waited, knowing he mustn't look them in the eye. He must let it attack, or this would be the only way to get close to it. Just after the stroke of midnight, he began to hear them chuckling and shuffling around in the dark. Clutching the potion bottle, hands trembling, he lowered his gaze and braced himself. Sure enough, one of them leapt from his bookshelf and sank its teeth into the flesh of his arm. Whoa. 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 All right. Bing, bang, bong. He screamed and unstopped the bottle, emptying the contents over the green earthling. Okay, we're good. It tore a tiny round chunk from his arm and gulped it down just as Colin shoved the candle right into its face. It lit up like a torch and made a horrific high-pitched scream as it ran around the room trying to put itself out. The curtains caught fire as 4 more earthlings sprung out from their hiding places. Colin ran outside, screaming and cradling his blood-soaked arm. Nope, not gonna get me. His parents soon joined him outside in a panic, trying to figure out what had happened. Just then, a tiny fireball came racing through the driveway and zigzagged toward the woods. I grabbed an empty glass jar from my cupboard and ran after it. The jar made a thump sound as it landed over the flaming earthling, and the fire quickly went out. To my horror, the thing wasn't dead. It didn't even look like it was dying. Though blackened from being set ablaze, it was just as funky as ever. Alright, they're attacking clusters. I quickly scooped up the jar and screwed the lid back on. As I made my way back, some of the villagers were trying to put out the fire inside the house, and the others were tending to Colin's arm, telling him that it must have been a rat. I've never seen a rat quite like this, I shouted and held the jar up. Freak! I missed. They all looked in my direction, their jaws dropped open, and Colin's face lit up for the first time since he'd lost his sister. He knew everyone finally saw that he had been telling the truth all along, and they all felt terribly ashamed for not believing him in the first place. Unfortunately, the joy of this small victory was short-lived. For over the next 3 days, we tried every method we could think of to kill the little wretch, but no matter what horrific thing we did, it wouldn't die. Beast mode!
GS FM 98.7 Game Talk.
This is what I do.
You guys saw that?
I'm your host, Nick Gloom.
Oh my gosh.
Tonight, as we dive deep into Game Talk.
What the freak?
Sorry about those technical issues we experienced.
Don't worry about it.
I think Janet might have fallen asleep. For those of you that missed it, we were having an interesting discussion about game difficulty and learning curves.
Yeah.
You know, Nate likes Dragons and Dungeons, but apparently I'm dumb for thinking it's too difficult. Apparently, kids can play it. So what do I know?
Nothing.
Kind of like my work in progress, Evil Midnight, which, as I mentioned earlier, if you weren't around, is going to be more of a harder game.
You said that already, Nick Gloom.
I'm not really sure, but I would imagine in a game like that, confusing the player could be an evil tactic.
Yeah.
Something like grooming them up to expect one thing and then yank the rug out, so to speak.
Bro, you about to make me speak.
Hello, caller. You're on Game Talk. Must have lost him. Hello, caller. You're on Game Talk.
Ooh.
Very funny, guys.
Nick, you in trouble.
Caller, you're on Game Talk.
Oh, Nick is in trouble. Nick is in trouble. Alright, you guys, we're gonna end it here for this episode. Let me know down in the comments if you like being read to, because that's all this game is. Of course, it's Shogun himself. No deaths for the first 4 chapters. I mean, come on. Ready for the next episode? Be sure to Sisters and Samurai, slice that like button, subscribe to Daily Joiner Samurai. And until next time, my brothers and sisters.
Guess my name is Curry Kimchi.
You win. Perfect.
I'm a small business owner and a mom. Trump's tax cuts saved my family thousands of dollars and helped me grow my business. Small businesses and working families need permanent tax cuts. Congress needs to act now.
Make your lashes a big deal. New Paradise Big Deal Mascara by L'Oreal Paris. A cross-conic brush for buildable length that lasts. Buildable volume that doesn't clump, no matter how much you layer. That's a big deal. New Paradise Big Deal Mascara by L'Oreal Paris. You're worth it.
It was immune to every kind of poison that we knew of. Something's going on, break into your wow. After midnight. Story time, the video. Guys, we need to finish this book off. This video. You already know. The boy got the Clark Kents. I'm ready. I'm about to be a read and speed. Before that, there's that button was never there. He used the Otori that the radio guy is talking about. What are these files? Ew! That's what they really look like? So these unlocked files, basically. Okay. We're on chapter 5 though. Gosh, I do not enjoy this game. Before we get started, how you doing today? You alright? I know it's Friday, you know. It's a good day. Maybe you just got home from school, ready to just put on some Corey Kitchen, slice that like button, and just chill, you know what I'm saying? Eat you up a Pop-Tart, a bagel bite. Also, I would be reading real fast because I'm really hungry. I just woke up and I noticed that I can't really eat when I first wake up and then record or else I'll be sleepy. So, y'all don't care about that. Why am I talking about that? Look, I'm just trying to make idle conversation, alright? I'm nervous. Alright. First, we can try. We had. Hold up, dude, hold on. We even had the priest bring us holy water when water from the well didn't work. We cut off his head, but as soon as we snipped his neck, the head grew a new body and the body grew a new head. Then we had 2 angry earthlings in jars. It was Okay, alright. That's fair. It's getting started. We're starting. It was immune to every kind of poison that we knew of. It could heal quickly. It could heal quickly from any cuts it sustained. We even Show yourself, you animals! We even tried squashing it flat, but it would just puff back in a matter of a few minutes. By this point, the Earthlings had invested every corner of the village. Parents had to stand guard over their sleeping children. That was the white one, guys. That was the white one. Between the stroke of midnight and the first light of dawn, they became absolutely ravenous. Whoa. It appeared that there was nothing else we could do. As much as I hated the thought of disturbing my grandmother, I knew that she was the only one that might be able to give me any insight as to how I could get rid of them. Oh, paragraph done. I asked Colin to meet me in the secret at her grave.
Wow,
I brought grandmother's whole spirit board with me, which had every letter of the alphabet on it. Freak out of here! Colin and I placed a small glass cup upside down in the center of the board and waited. Get out of here. Now, if you look closely at this part, Corey's fate was sealed. There was one right in front of him. What? It was immune to every kind of poison that we knew of. What the fuck? Oh, they switching up on us. What was that? Colin and I placed a small glass cup upside down in the center of the board and waited. The idea was that her spirit would guide the cup to the letters, and in doing so, spell out what it was to do. Grandmother, I spoke aloud. I really need your help. Speak to us. Your magic is the only thing that can save these children. We waited, but we were met with only silence. Please, grandmother. Just tell me what to do, please. I beg your please. The last bit of the last thing was coming to the spirit. But breathe properly. As we slunk back to the village, we were greeted with the news of 3 more days. The woman she was truly alone. As I lay in my bed crying, I felt responsible for what was happening. I hadn't paid much attention as a child when my grandmother tried to teach me the old ways.